Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you thought you knew exactly how the opening rounds of this World Cup were going to play out, yeah, you might want to reconsider. We just witnessed an absolutely staggering day of football. So let's break down exactly how these teams completely rewrote the narrative on the global stage, because honestly, discovering these shocking outcomes together is exactly why we love this beautiful game.
Let's kick things off with a day of surprises, focusing on the ultimate underdog versus the juggernaut.
Okay, let's dive right into this. We're looking at New Zealand's shocking threat against Iran. 2-2. I really want you to let that scoreline sink in for a second. To truly grasp the gravity of today's action, we've got to look at the overarching narrative here, which is just absolute surprise. Going into this match, Iran was the reigning champion, right? They were expected to systematically control the tempo and just break down the opposition. Meanwhile, New Zealand was supposedly just happy to be there, happy to survive. But man, this was not a boring, scoreless draw where one team just parked the bus. No way. This was a thrilling, back-and-forth heavyweight fight. Every single time Iran looks like they were finally ready to assert their dominance and take control, New Zealand hit right back. It was an unbelievable display of resilience and tactical counterattacking. And you know, this perfectly captures what the whole sporting world is feeling right now. As The Guardian put it, nobody expected New Zealand to look this dangerous. The absolute hero of the hour here was Elijah Just. He struck not once, but twice. The guy was a total menace out there. But hey, to Iran's credit, champions find a way to survive. They were pushed to the absolute brink by Just and the New Zealand squad, but they dug deep and responded again and again to rescue that 2-2 draw. Truly a masterclass in an underdog's threat meeting a champion's survival instinct.
So you finally catch your breath after that absolute thriller. You're thinking, wow, surely that's the story of the day. Well, hang on, because somehow, incredibly, that wasn't even the most jaw-dropping result we saw. While New Zealand and Iran gave us this beautifully balanced, high-stakes duel, our next matchup threw balance completely out the window. The stakes, believe it or not, were about to get even higher.
Now, what's really interesting about this next matchup is Sweden's unstoppable attack as they took on Tunisia.
5-1. I mean, if that first match was a tense game of chess, this one was a torrential downpour. Sweden didn't just step onto the pitch, they literally kicked the door off its hinges. This was a crushing, staggering blowout. You just do not see scorelines like this between competitive national teams on the World Cup stage very often. But Sweden, they were playing on an entirely different planet today. This wasn't just a win, it was a loud, aggressive statement to every single team in the tournament. They completely, utterly dismantled the Tunisian side.
When you break down the tactical analysis from the Times, a few frankly terrifying patterns emerge for anyone facing them next. First off, they fired from the very first whistle. Zero feeling out period, they went straight for the throat. Second, their attack looked completely unstoppable, just wave after wave of pressure that totally overwhelmed the defense. Third, their movement was incredibly sharp. I mean, they were finding spaces that didn't even seem to exist 2 seconds prior. And finally, the grim reality of it all. They left Tunisia with absolutely no answers. With this devastating performance, Sweden instantly, and I mean overnight, became the most talked about team in this entire tournament. So the crucial point here brings us to the tournament's dark horses, and how today is shaping the future. Just one day of play has fundamentally shifted the analytics and the expectations for the weeks ahead. When you compare these two breakout teams side by side, you see exactly why this matters for the rest of your bracket. For Sweden, the condition moving forward is pretty simple. Just keep playing with this exact, terrifying intensity. If they can maintain that level of sharp movement and unstoppable attacking, the prediction is that they are absolutely the dark horses of this World Cup, fully capable of taking down the giants. On the flip side, you have New Zealand. The condition for them, repeat that pure fearlessness they showed against the champions, Iran. If Elijah Just and the rest of the squad can replicate that energy, the prediction is they're going to surprise a whole lot more teams before this tournament wraps up. Honestly, nobody wants to draw either of these teams right now.
Which leads us perfectly into more drama to come because, folks, this is just the beginning. The truly wild part about all this, the fatigue, the highlight reels, the 5-1 blowouts, and those gritty underdog heroics we just covered, is that we are only at the very start of this World Cup. The group stages are literally just getting warmed up, and the pressure is only going to mount from here. If today is any indicator of the baseline temperature of this tournament, here is what you can absolutely expect next. We are guaranteed more drama as teams fight tooth and nail for survival. We are guaranteed more spectacular goals as these attacking lines continue to gel and fire. And, without a doubt, we are guaranteed more unforgettable, historic moments that we'll be talking about for years to come. The chaos is only going to escalate, and it is going to be one phenomenal ride. So, after breaking down a day filled with stunning upsets and absolute attacking masterclasses, I want to turn it over to you. Looking at that gritty, shocking 2-2 draw by New Zealand, and then comparing it to the overwhelming 5-1 demolition by Sweden, which team impressed you the most today? Think about that as we look ahead to the next round of matches. Thanks for diving into this explainer with me. Keep your eyes on the pitch, and I'll catch you next time.